Well, hi and welcome to another episode of Edison Light Globe's exciting video. I'm Phil Greenwood, and today what we're going to do is we're going to explain Festoon light. So Festoon lights generally are string lights that are physically attached to something like a veranda or a ship or whatever. A party light is a string light that generally you hang up across trees, from tree to tree, from your clothesline to your house, whatever. It's generally it's a temporary party solution so that you can hang a string of lights up for a party and then remove them. Now we have two different types of lighting available. We have a mains voltage party light, which is meant to be used indoors or outdoors temporarily. These are E27 lamp holders with IP rating IP44, and that's achieved by the use of a rubber, I don't know what you call that, sock, and what that assumes is that the globe is facing down, and if you get any rain or any water coming down vertically, it won't get into the lamp holder connections. So that's the first thing we'll do, is we'll explain what this is used for and what it looks like. I'm just going to find the mains plug. I can never find them on these, Louis. There it is. So without plugging them all in, this is a regular Australian 2-pin plug, but you can obviously put any 240 volt plug on these. Now, the first thing we're going to explain is what we generally use them for is to power vintage globes. So like an incandescent, 25 watts, 240 volt. This is a regular Edison type vintage. Now I'm going to explain also very quickly, if you go close, this is how you waterproof them. The idea is you bend that back, screw it in, and put it back on. This is very similar to something I used to do in my youth. But I can never be bothered doing it for a demonstration, so maybe I won't. Anyway, I'll turn this on, assume that's pulled down. This is to explain the trouble I used to get into. Anyway, so this is a 25 watt, 240 volt, so operate 220, 240, vintage incandescent globe, and you can run up to 20 of these globes in a string as a temporary light source for a Festoon arrangement outdoors, indoors, outdoors. Now, the other globes we can use obviously are more decorative. I'm going to try and get these out of here very quick. A larger incandescent. We've got a regular sort of, I've done that, a regular, where'd that thing go? There it is. Edison type vintage globe with a squirrel cage. I don't know if you can see that, can you? That's supposed to be our logo. Oh no, that's the other one. The other thing you can do, indoors or outdoors, you can use a 240 volt LED. Now this is only a 3 watt LED, and you could in theory put quite a few onto a string, but our 240 volt strings are set at 20 globes to give them the capacity to run 25 watt incandescent. However, these are just as bright, probably a little bit brighter than a 25 watt incandescent, but they're warm, at 2200K, like vintage looking, perfect for this. Now, the other thing you can do, we do sell these as a string without any globes, and you can put in a supermarket type halogen. Now wait for it. This is a 25 watt halogen, and it's really bright. So these are a bit ugly. I'm not sure that they're the perfect globe for this type of situation. The other thing we do have is, if you're a little bit budget conscious, we do have a very small, hard to get out of the box, G45 240 volt vintage squirrel cage. And it's a tiny little globe, but it is still a warm, not too bright, soft, decorative light. They don't get too hot, so they're perfect for an indoor-outdoor party string. Now the other thing that we can do with these, and I was going to say too, these strings are available both in white cable and in black cable. I'm not taking the black cable out because I can't be bothered. But the other thing we can do, there you go. The other thing we can do with these is we also sell a range of what we call droppers, and these are in different lengths. So from 1/2 metre up to I think 3 metres, something like that. But these screw in to your string light, and then these would hang down low, say over a table, out of a tree. The same thing. In you go. You've got a dropped light. Again, these can be 20 globes per string, any size, 240 volt globe. You can imagine that hanging over a table for a temporary party. Perfect. So readily available, always in stock, easy to do. You don't need an electrician, they just plug in. Now, having said that, I'm going to disconnect it, because the other type of light we do for Festoon is a more heavy duty cable version. So you can see the difference in the cable thickness on these. The lamp holder is much the same, and this is I think a high frequency sound bonded lamp holder onto the cable. This is thicker cable. Now the thicker cable does a couple of things. It allows us to run low voltage, and in this case we use 24 volts because it's the highest voltage that gives us the longest run, but with a safe voltage, so that if anybody does stick their finger in the lamp holder or whatever it is that they might get up to when they've had a few beverages, it won't hurt them because it's only 24 volts. Now the other reason we have this cable is to allow 24 volts to go over a much longer run. We also control what globes are available. So they're low wattage globes, and that also means we get a much longer run. So these can go up to 100 metres in length, single length. The other thing with this cable is it's fairly strong, and it will take an outdoor use permanently. The lamp holders are IP44, but not that it matters too much because it's low voltage. So the IP rating is really only to protect the globe fittings. In this case, if you go over around 10 metres between lengths, you may want to use a catenary wire just to strengthen the hanging system, because if you get constant wind and constant buffeting, you will eventually ruin these lamp holders. So given that they're strong, they're fairly resilient, but over a very wide span you might need a stainless steel catenary wire that's locked around. Now the other thing is too, the definition of these string lights, party light versus festoon light, essentially is a festoon is made to fix to something, like a veranda or whatever. So these also have that cable width gives you an ability to nail in a P-clip, and most electricians will know what that is. That'll fit exactly. This is the same dimension as regular domestic house wires, so mains wiring. So a P-clip will fit over this really nicely and lock it in. Now the other thing I'm going to show you is the two globes. The first globe is the small chip LED. This one is half watt. Again, quite warm at 2000 K. Hey?
That's 240 volts.
That's not.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Yep.
What does it say?
That says your website, actually. Right, there you go. 240 volts.
240 volts. Well, you go and get a 24 volt globe. Go and get one. No, take the camera with you.
Hey, Mas. So I'm gonna go fix Phil's mistakes because, you know, he's getting old and I've got to look after him, you know. So, yeah, they are in here. It's 24 volt, there you go. Ya, Mas, you anymore. Yeah.
Oh, you know where they are, yeah? Perfect. Thank you, Lou. Now, I'll try and get this out without wrecking the box. What's wrong with that? Okay, let's screw this one in. So, this is a 24 volt, half watt,
1 watt.
1 watt, multiple chip LED. And there we go. And it's quite warm. It's around, I think, 1800K. Now, these are also, this system we supply is always supplied with the possibility of being dimmable. Now, the globes themselves aren't dimmable, but what we do is we supply, just down here, what is a 1 to 10 volt dimmable driver. And to do this, we would hardwire into mains, which is what we have here. Sorry, the other end, hardwired into mains. And then we would wire into the dimmer cabling that's supplied. And this could be obviously quite a bit longer wiring, but for this purpose, we've just put it on short to test. And as you can see, that dims a little bit, but that's actually quite dark. You probably wouldn't want to turn them off with this, although it does turn them off. You would just be able to control around 50–60% of the light output. So handy, although the globes themselves are not very bright. They don't really need dimming to be effective. They just need to be able to be controlled if needed. Now, the other globe we have is a 1.5 watt, quite a bit bigger globe, and this is a what do you call that? A strip filament, so a filament stick, unlike the other, which is a separate LED. See, this is not quite as warm, a little bit brighter, but again with the dimmer, we'll turn that down. We get a bit more control. We get an off, but we also get up to about 80% control over this globe with a 1 to 10 volt dimming solution. So that's quite handy. Now, again, for a lot of installations, 240 volts is okay. For situations where you have maybe the public, paying customers, to ensure their safety where they're a little bit unsupervised is a really good idea. So hotels, bars, outdoor areas, beer gardens, that sort of thing, these are fantastic because no one can hurt themselves. The other really good thing is every one of our globes that is low voltage, designed for the Festoon, is polycarbonate. So what that means is it can't break. It doesn't matter what you do, these globes are unbreakable. So there's no glass that's going to shatter, it's not going to go into anyone's drink, there's not going to be any problems, it will remain intact. So that's another safety benefit of using our low voltage commercial Festoon kits. I think I've covered it all. If you have any questions, there is one other thing. The low voltage commercial kits have an option to supply for your electrician to install, or you can just order them as plug-in solutions. More likely your electrician would install, and we can supply an extra length of lead cable so that they can be placed where they need to be in relation to mains. So this is just blank cable that will fit as low voltage for the main. Anyway, all of that's on the website. You can click on the link above and go to our Festoon Light page. If you like our video, you can subscribe. I think it's down there again. It's down there.
It's some corner. It's that corner.
I think it's that corner. I don't mind, as long as you subscribe. But more importantly, if you have any questions, you can either ask them here on the YouTube page, or you can go to our website. We've got a support tab there. You can always ask us a question about Festoon lighting or any other lighting. I hope that's been of help. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again very soon.